and welcome to the Head-to-Head Challenge. I'm Stephanie Del Valle.
And I'm Tony Ensing.
And here we are at the Hyatt Regency Grand Reserve, the home of Miss World for the entire month.
Ladies, we're so happy to be able to welcome you here to Puerto Rico.
Yes, we are.
Thank you. So, the Head-to-Head Challenge was created in 2017 as a way to give all of these lovely ladies, all of these beautiful countries, their day at Miss World.
And since then, it has been so successful that we have reached over 2 billion people interacting and voting for their favorite contestant. So how about we meet Group 13? First off, we have Rwanda, Ireland, Belgium, Colombia, Curacao,
hello,
and Finland. Welcome, ladies. How has your experience at Miss World been so far?
it's been sensational, so amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are having a good time.
Yeah. Me too. Well, before we begin, let's explain how the head-to-head works. All the contestants are separated into 16 groups, and the winner of each group will be decided by you. Yes, you, the public. Here's how to vote.
Liking the contestants' official Miss World Facebook page.
Voting for them on the Miss World website.
Or voting for them on their official Mobster account.
The contestant with the most increases in votes, likes, follows after the episode will advance.
Remember, only one contestant per episode can advance for a chance to win her spot in the Miss World semi-final.
The winner of each group will then compete in the head-to-head final at the Capitol building of Puerto Rico.
Well, let's begin with Rwanda.
I'm Grace Ingabire, Miss Rwanda 2021. I am humbled and ready to represent my country Rwanda in Miss World 2021. When I was a young girl, I dreamt of being a great dance choreographer, telling stories through movement. Along with this, I wanted to contribute to economic policy through water infrastructure development and development of the education sector. I have always had plenty of ideas of how to approach some of the challenges faced by my country Rwanda and the world today. Consequently, I felt the great need to seek and find platforms that enable me to contribute humbly to finding innovative solutions to some of the challenges faced by my country Rwanda and the world at large. After college, I had the opportunity of working with an intellectual property firm, Benedico, under a project called Ichiringo. The project aims at promoting local culture, mainly traditional dance, in Rwanda and Africa. This was an exciting venture for me, as dance is my great passion and a tool for edifying myself and society. One of the goals of this project was to empower local artists such that they could reach economic sustenance from their art. However, I had a great desire to create a culture of dance theater in Rwanda. In addition, I had a multitude of ideas that I wanted to share to help reach economic prosperity. When I noticed that the Miss Rwanda platform offered such an opportunity for one to express one's ideas, be a voice for positive change, and execute one's projects, I pursued the opportunity. I am so thankful that I had the opportunity to be crowned Miss Rwanda 2021. As the national platform has enabled me to contribute positively to my community here in Rwanda, I believe that a global platform would facilitate me to touch more lives around the world.
Rwanda, in your video, you talk about all the different things that you do in your country. And I wanted to ask you, what are the things that you want to see change in the world?
Thank you. I have so many things that I want to see change in the world. I have a few concerns that keep me awake at night that I really would love to humbly contribute to. And one of them is using theater, dance theater, telling stories, exploring issues that sometimes we're afraid to explore in other ways, using art. Using art to basically reach where politics hasn't quite reached. And then I'm also really concerned about education, especially inclusive education. Sometimes when we talk about inclusive education, people think about maybe incorporating systems that also favor people with maybe disabilities, but I also really want to focus on not just disabilities, but people who, sometimes you're in a system that favors the privileged, and people who are not privileged can't really quite find themselves in that system of education. So making sure that all systems of education are inclusive and considerate of that. I'm also really concerned about wash infrastructure. The reason why is because I come from a country that is still developing, so I get to see people who live without water, people who live, who don't have facilities for proper sanitation facilities. So being able to kind of help upgrade that. And last but not least, I'm really concerned about one trending issue right now that we're facing in the 21st century. It's like the impact of digitization on our relationships. So wellness and mindfulness, and how does it affect our relationships, reclaiming conversation, yeah.
I think that's fantastic, and
yes.
I'm going to touch a little bit about what you spoke about, because you mentioned about the arts and education. A lot of people don't realize the importance of how that goes hand in hand, and for the development of children and even for us as adults.
Yeah.
And then I love the fact that you are working with water infrastructure in your country, which is something that a lot of us take for granted in most of our countries. So thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you, everyone. Next up, let's meet Ireland.
Céad Míle Fáilte. Pamela Uba is Anam Dom. Hello, my name is Pamela Uba. I'm 26 years old, and I'm proud and honoured to be representing my beautiful country Ireland at this year's 70th Miss World, which will be held in the beautiful and exotic Puerto Rico. I'm here today at the Galway Mayo Institute of Technology, where I graduated as a medical scientist. I also studied at Trinity College Dublin, where I attained my master's degree in clinical chemistry. I now work at the Galway University Hospital as a medical scientist in the biochemistry department. The health of the people is very important to me, and over the past 18 months, myself and many others have found ourselves working in the front lines, helping to protect our community in any way that we can. I came to Ireland as a child and grew up in a process called direct provision. Direct provision can be very difficult for children, but through education, I found the determination to make it my superpower. I hope I'll do my friends and family proud and be a great ambassador for our country. I'm so excited to meet the lovely contestants at this year's Miss World Final 2021.
Ireland, as a medical scientist, what was it like being a frontline worker during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, this crisis has taught me the importance of humanity, the importance of people, and more especially the importance of our frontline workers. Now, I'm a medical scientist, and the reason why I pursued this area of study is because I just had a curiosity of the human body, how it works, and how I can help people recover from disease. To be honest, I was that kid back at home that always thought, one day I'm going to cure cancer. And I still think I can, you know, and being a woman working in STEM, and not only that, being a black woman working in STEM, that is so important for people that look up to people like me, you know. So being a frontline worker over this past 18 months and seeing what the pandemic has done to us as a people, how much loved ones that we've lost, it really meant that we had to band together as a community. There is very, very few medical scientists in my country, but I'm really proud of how we were able to band together, create these tests to diagnose COVID and to help monitor treatment. I work in biochemistry, so I would be more involved in the monitoring of patient treatment. And I suppose the crisis has taught us that without, I'm going to say it in Irish, ní nuirt go cur le céile. with strength, we have unity. So if we're not together, if we don't band together as a whole, there is no way that we can overcome this crisis. But if we as a nation get together and we as a world get together, we can be able to create enough vaccines to give to other people in other areas of the world who may not have the privilege to get vaccinated, who may not have the finances or resources to get proper health care. You know, I live in a first world country, so I know that I'm very privileged, but my brothers and my sisters everywhere else may not have the same opportunity. But I believe if we do band together, if we unite as one world, we can overcome this crisis, and not only this crisis, more crises to come.
No, that is fantastic. And I mean, the work that you do or that you have been doing since before the pandemic was always appreciated, but obviously from now, I will speak on behalf of the entire world. Thank you so much for everything that you've done during this past 2 years, because obviously it has not been easy. And without people like you, we would not, all of us, be able to be here today. So thank you so much, and just keep going. You should be super proud of yourself. Thank you so much, Ireland. Thanks. Now let's meet Belgium.
My name is Celine Van Oytsel. I'm 25 years old and I live in Antwerp, Belgium. I miss Belgium 2020. 2020 has taught me many things. What I'll remember most from the past year is how we never really know what life might bring us, and that we should always treasure each and every moment to the fullest. I'm a positive girl full of enthusiasm. When I was 16 years old, I started the fashion blog and Instagram page to inspire others. Today, I am still very active on social media and use my platform to make other people smile. I graduated from law school as a Master of Laws in 2019. It's always been my calling to stand up for people and protect them where possible. That's why I am so excited to participate at Miss World. Miss World gives a voice to people who aren't being heard. I believe each person should be able to fully be themselves. As Miss Belgium, I've tried to convince people to look behind the first impression. No matter who you are, what you do, where you come from, or what you look like, we're all in this together. Be kind to each other. Smile to a stranger. It doesn't cost a thing.
Belgium, you are on your way to becoming a lawyer. You're actually almost there, almost finished. And so I wanted to ask you, what are your plans for your career?
Well, thank you, Stephanie. So I'm a law graduate, which means I'm a legal advisor. And I'm not quite sure if I want to become a lawyer or a legal advisor. I'm interested in both. And the fields that I specialize in is civil law, but I'm also really interested in criminal law, in all sorts of things. And for outsiders, it must sound super boring, but I just love it. I love the world. The reason why I went to law school in the first place, I've actually always wanted to go there ever since I was a little child. So when my parents asked me what I wanted to become when I grew up, I said I wanted to become a lawyer. Which is super weird because normally, you know, you would say like an astronaut or a princess. I wouldn't mind that either, but I didn't marry a prince, so we let go of that plan. But I just always wanted to become a lawyer because I think I've always had a very strong feeling against injustice. I just can't stand when people are being wronged, when they're being taken advantage of. When I have to stand up for myself, it's a different story, but when it comes to others, people I know, my friends, my family, just people in general, I want to speak up for them. And I think that's why I went to law school in the first place. So I'm not quite sure what I will end up doing. It's either being a legal advisor or a lawyer, but both ways I'm helping people. And you know, it's actually a little bit selfish because I become happy by helping others.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I consider that selfish. I think that not just with the job that you're pursuing, but as well with what Beauty with a Purpose is, we all have that feeling at the end of the day. Like, we all strive to make other people happy, and that also gives us a lot of joy. And
very
so,
satisfying.
Yeah. So I think the career path, especially as passionate as you speak about it, I think it's perfect for you. So keep on going.
Well, you've met the first three. Now on to Colombia.
Hello, my name is Andrea Aguilera and I am Miss Colombia.
I am a cheerful, authentic, positive and optimistic person. I have the ability to find a learning and a friend in every situation, and the joy to serve and help others. My languages are English and Spanish, and my talent is to be a soprano singer. My careers in journalism, television presenter, neurolinguistic programming, and a specialist in early childhood care gave me the opportunity to work with young children's foundations to reduce chronic malnutrition and to enhance their development through food treatments and accompaniment programs. I come from the land of flowers, coffee, emeralds, and tourism, where we have wonderful cities like Cartagena, which is a World Heritage with all its historic and natural beauty and wonderful beaches. In my Beauty with a Purpose project, Bottles of Love, I work to recycle plastic bottles in material to build homes and recreation parks for helping unprivileged children.
I am Miss Colombia.
Colombia, how are you?
Oh, I feel amazing today.
Glad. My question for you is, you are an early childhood teacher as well as a journalist. Why did you choose these professions?
Well, thank you, Tony. I studied in a school where they instilled me the love or the vocation for teaching with the pedagogy, and I think I needed to do it by myself. I wanted to teach others about the world, about different knowledge, so this has give me the opportunity to work with different foundations, and I do it with my love, with my heart. I feel that vocation of serve children specifically, and also journalism and social communication are my passions too. I love to do it. Those are my talents, so I really wanted to study about it, and that's what I do today. So I can match both careers in the sense of one is what I do, my work, but the other is what gives me that satisfaction of serve children.
Oh yes, and I know that you said that you do it with love, and I think that's so vital, because when it's done with love, it's felt. I know that the children that you're working with can feel that love or learning all the things that you know, and they'll be able to grow and take that spark you've given them and become the biggest lights. Thank you, Colombia.
Thank you, that's it.
And now, Curacao.
Hi, my beautiful people. I am Alvineta Soliana, Miss World Curacao 2021. I'm a 20 years old entrepreneur studying finance and control in my penultimate year at the University of Curacao. Growing up, my parents always taught me that having a kind heart, a good atmosphere, and a brave spirit will get you anywhere. That is why I strive every day to make at least 2 people smile, helping with whatever I can, seeking solutions for whatever conflict there is, and turning all negativities into positivities. Besides that, I advocate for mental health, hoping to become a motivational public speaker in the future. Because not only do I want a bright future, but I want a future with bright people. For that particular reason, I use my knowledge, my ambition, my potentials, and my intelligence to help one another. Lastly, I cannot forget to mention that I love to see unity, because where there is unity is hope. Where there is hope is positivities, and of course, with positivities comes opportunities.
Curacao, how are you?
Hi Tony, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. How do you combine your passion for motivational speaking with your education in finance?
Yes, I am studying finance and control. I actually decided to study that because I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, which I am right now. I have my own snack catering, so that's great.
Oh, congratulations.
I always wanted to study it because I want to be in control. I want to analyze my own company, you know, knowing about financial statements, financial position, liabilities, assets. So I really wanted to have a deeper view in my own company. Besides that, I would love to be a motivational public speaker. I love to help people. That started because 2 years ago, I was in my worst mental state. You can say that I wanted to literally not breathe anymore. And I attempted various suicides also. But then I went to psychologists and they helped me a lot. They helped me a lot. I am so grateful for them. That is why I want to be a motivational public speaker, because I know words help. I know we need that push sometimes, and I would love to help one another. I would love to save lives as well.
Curacao, Thank you so much for sharing that story with us. I know that a lot of the times we don't discuss the effects of mental health on our overall physical health, but it is such an important conversation to have, and I'm so glad that there are more people like you sharing your stories and representing the fact that, you know, there's so much on the other side of these struggles. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, Finland.
My name is Emilia Lepomäki. I'm proudly representing my country, Finland, in Next Miss World 2021. A country which is known as one of the happiest countries in the world. The beautiful nature, snowy winter, and the amazing northern lights in the winter time are something you can't miss. Finland, a country I have the privilege of calling home. I'm a 23 years old girl pursuing my bachelor's degree in University of Applied Sciences, having a dream of a possibility to run my own company combined with business and charity. I'm a person who wants to spread kindness and happiness around me. There is nothing as powerful as love and kindness, because we rise by lifting others, and love and kindness are the first steps towards the real change. We all have a story, and mine has not been the easiest one. Anyway, the challenges I faced has made me even stronger and made me the person I am today. It taught me the importance of perseverance. My passion is to inspire people to believe in their dreams and above all, in their own abilities. Anything is possible if we just believe in ourselves. My heart is with them who are facing the challenges of bullying and discrimination. Even with broken wings, you can learn to fly. And if I can, you can.
Finland, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you for asking.
Of course. My question is, what was your inspiration for creating your charity? I know you're very passionate about it and we want to understand.
That's true. Thank you for a lovely question. I have created a charity campaign fighting against bullying and discrimination. My campaign is based on my own story. I was bullied for a long time, and I had to build my self-confidence by step to into what it is right now. I'm a living example for even with broken wings, you can learn to fly. And I believe that it doesn't matter what is your background, you can always be successful, you can be happy, you can be anything if you just believe in yourself. And I believe now it's my time to be inspiration and help and just show my story to the world.
You know, that's why I love Miss World so much. I get to be around so many women, and all of you are just representation for the next generation. You are making sure that you share your stories, share your struggles, and you make active change right where you're standing. And I'm so proud of that, Finland. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for Group 13.
Now it's time for you, the audience, to start voting. So here's a reminder on how you can do it.
There are 3 ways to vote.
Liking the contestants' official Miss World Facebook page,
Voting for them on the Miss World website,
or voting for them on their official Mobster account.
The contestant with the most increases in votes, likes, follows after the episode will advance.
Remember, only one contestant per episode can advance for a chance to win her spot in the Miss World semi-final.
It is now time for the final question, and we will begin with Rwanda. We'd like to ask you, who do you consider to be your role model?
Thank you. First and foremost, my mom. I know people like to say, oh my gosh, I love my mom, but truly, hopefully without bias, this lady, this woman, teaches me a lot from how she acts. She is very, I don't know, like the way she approaches life is very interesting. So a lot of love for everyone, regardless of where you come from, what you have to offer, whether you've wronged her. Starting the day, every day with a new mindset, sacrificing a lot, which I shout out to all the mothers, they do that most, hopefully. Yeah, and also just like really pushing me to explore my mission and why I'm here on this earth. So I really look up to her. And then the second person is this Nigerian artist called Sinach. She sings songs that are so empowering. She uses her gifts, her talent, her passions to empower the world. She's a gospel artist, but I don't know, something about her just really gets to me. So I would say those two.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think those two are wonderful examples. I know I'm also very close with my mom, so I feel what you feel of looking up to someone who's so strong and powerful, that has been there for you for everything. And then, you know, music is empowering to everybody. So obviously to have someone as, you know, an incredible artist that inspires you, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rwanda. Now, Ireland. My question for you is, what is your motto and why?
My motto is to never let your circumstance define who you are as a person. If I had told you that I was almost homeless, but I'm sitting in front of you right now, would you have believed that? No. So I was 7 years old. My family's business went bust, and we found ourselves having to make the decision to go find a greener pasture for us. And my mom was the person who decided this. I'm the eldest in my family, so all my younger siblings were toddlers. She had 4 of us at the time. We moved to Ireland and found ourselves in a direct provision system. And for those who doesn't know what that is, it's a refugee or asylum system. So I was essentially a refugee. And we spent over 10 years of our lives there without any finances. My mom got €19 a week, and the kids got €9 a week from the government. We were limited in what we could do, what times we could go to eat. I was too embarrassed to even bring my friends over to where I lived. I lived in a caravan for a year and a half. So with all this going on, with the pressures of being the eldest child and having to help my mom out a lot because of her lack of proper English, I felt the responsibility was on my shoulders to help my family. And what I used was education. Education became my superpower. And really it was. And through the help from my mom as well. Because without me knowing, she had fundraised €9,000 for me to go to college. Because as an asylum seeker, you don't have proper status in Ireland. So you're classified as an international student, meaning you have to pay the highest fees in Ireland, even though you're the one with the least amount of income. So I don't know what year it was, I think it was 2013, I became the first person in my center to go to university. And now I stand in front of you, a medical scientist, and also a master's degree holder at Trinity College, Dublin, which is the most prestigious college in my country. And I'm also Miss Ireland. But not only that, I am the first Black woman to ever win this title in 74 years of its running. So I stand before you, a proud woman, a young girl who was 7 years old, who had a dream to be greater than what the world taught her to be an inspiration not only for herself, but for others around her, and to be the pride of her mother. And I'm glad to say that I am everything that I just said I am.
Ireland, that is so inspirational. I'm so proud to watch you step out of your estimate and into your excellence, and I'm just honored to watch you rise, my darling. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
You've made me emotional. But now, Belgium, we move on to your question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Well, if you would have asked me that question when I was younger, I probably would have given you a very detailed answer, because I used to be such a control freak. My entire life was written out. I had to do this at that age, this at that age, and then Corona came. And I realized that nothing in life is guaranteed. The only thing that we know for sure is that it ends. And I don't want to sound dramatic, but it could end today. It could end tomorrow. And I lost my grandmother to the virus, who was the most positive person I've ever met. She was my biggest fan, and she always taught me to enjoy life. So no matter what you do, no matter who you are, enjoy life and do whatever makes you happy. In 5 years from now, I hope to still be doing what I love. And I might be a lawyer, I might still be in entertainment, I might be traveling the world, or I might be laying on this beach right there. I don't know yet. All I know is that I'll be very, very grateful that in 5 years from now, I'll still be happy, have my family, have my beloved mother, my friends, and maybe, well, I'm going to think out loud. In 5 years from now, I hope to still be in touch with some of you guys.
Ooh, that is a great plan. I think as well, your goal of being happy, I think that's the most important of all.
It is.
And I can assure you that you will still be in contact with all of your sisters that you've made here at Miss World, because I'm still in contact with a lot of them, and I won almost 5 years ago now. Actually, one of my friends is getting married from Miss World, is getting married, got married this weekend. So I assure you, you have your sisters for life.
Well, I've never been to a wedding before, so please invite me.
Belgium, that's so awesome, because just so you know, you can't get rid of us. You're stuck now. Yeah, it's just like that. Okay, on to Colombia. Colombia, my question is, if you were granted one wish, what would you wish for?
Well, this is a beautiful question because I would wish that ego could disappear. I believe we live in a beautiful world with amazing people, but sometimes people is focused on negative qualities, in sadness, in anger, and that's because their ego. So I would love to see the beauty of their souls that is hide behind that ego. I would love to see what people is like in essence, what they want to do for humanity, for their families, their brothers, their sisters. I would like to have the opportunity to know the souls of people, our truly desires of our hearts. And sometimes it's impossible because we live in a world which is always in rush. People want to have more and more, and maybe sometimes we forgot what we really are as human beings, as people, and what do we have to share with the world. So my wish, it would be to see the truly heart, the truly souls of people without ego.
You know, that is one thing that I really love about Beauty with a Purpose and Miss World, is that we get to meet all of you very stunning women, but we also get to meet your souls and your purpose, and it makes it all the more special to be here and to enjoy this experience with you.
Yes.
Thank you, Colombia.
Thank you, Tani.
Well, Curacao, it's your turn. What could be your greatest contribution to the world?
Ooh, that's a good question. Besides of doing volunteer works, I definitely think that me being a public speaker, a motivational one, is definitely one of the greatest, because as I already mentioned, we all need words, we all need motivation sometimes. We go through so much, ladies, and what kept us going? It's words, it's the negativities we turn into positivities to use to go forward in life. So I really, really think that my voice, the way I talk, my motivational words can really help one another, because that is what saved me.
Well, as you mentioned before and you're mentioning now, clearly you are already contributing in a very positive way, a very high way, and I know a lot of people are grateful to you because of the person that you are and the words that you speak to help them every day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Curacao.
And now, Finland. My question is, what, according to you, are the qualities of a good friend?
I love that question. I think that true friendship, the keys of a true friendship is appreciation and love. And I believe that I think that it doesn't come from the outside, the beauty doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. And if the heart is in the right place, then it's the true beauty. And I, as a friend, I want to stand behind my friends. I want to be there for them, and I want to support them as good as I can, because I believe that if they have a dream, they have to go for them, and I want to support them for that. And as a wish, I'm happy that we have so many new friends here, and I'm so happy I have a new friends for a lifetime. But the most important is that we are here for each other. We are united, and we are here fighting it together for the things to happen.
Right. Something that I've realized is that as we all are trying to create active change, you know, in our communities and in our world, we also at times need that support. So it's wonderful and necessary to have this Miss World sisterhood where we can be a support system, friends for all of you as well.
Sisterhood is everything.
Yes. And it's not just your fellow Miss World sisters that are competing with you now, but it's the whole Miss World family.
Oh yeah. The whole family.
Yeah.
Thank you, Finland.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for Group 13. Ladies, how do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. I told you it wasn't that bad.
Keep going, can we? Continue talking.
We'll do 14. You'll all become 14, 15, and 16. There you go.
I would love that.
Well, audience, Group 13 has finished, but now it's your time to go and vote. So make sure to go to Facebook, the Miss World website, and Mobstar to vote for your favorite contestant.
Yes, these ladies need and deserve your support. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching another head-to-head challenge.
We'll see you for Group 14.